Ukraine has lots of undiscovered places and territories. One of them is Kirovograd region. Kirovograd region is Terra Incognita of Ukraine, one of them. In Kirovograd region, there are lots of archaeological objects, ancient sanctuaries, unknown for the world, but they are very interesting. The territory of modern Kirovograd region literally is full of material evidence of ancient cultures and epochs. It is typically that archaeological monuments form some peculiar clumps of territories. It is enough of one site on the archaeological map, a map of region, to see that one of such clumps is situated on the south of our region in Ustiniv district, on the banks of the river Ingul. This is a tract called Monastyryshche, being a landscape reserve of national significance. The pearl of Kirovograd region is sanctuary of Monastyryshche. There are suppositions that several cultures, one by one, built Monastyryshche, among which is Scythian culture and ancient Slavs, Srubny, and other primitive cultures. And also the submission of multiplicity of people on this place is approved by existence of sky stairs map on the rock of Monastyryshche. To reproduce it on the rock, there had to be used outstanding knack and courage, a lot of time, and huge human resource, because it was made by rubbing the stone against stone with powder of the quartz sand. A big human resource must be involved for making it. Well, on the level of the whole nation, but not just some kind of tribe or one clan. One clan or tribe couldn't make all of it. There were quite huge amount of people here, like at the period of time. Monastyryshche is a unique object. It is a big, like 5-floored building structure situated on steeps on the bank of Granite Canyon of the river Ingul. Speaking precisely, it is situated on the island. There were two sleeves of the river, and Monastyryshche was built on this island. If to watch at it from a distance, it reminds a flipped-over boat. If to watch at it closely, it seems to be a cube built of a megalith stone. A reserve is a big, and even at present time, is a megalith complex. It consists of canyon, where the main object, meaning rock temple sanctuary, is situated, where all prayers were being carried out, and all important questions were being solved. And next there is a resident complex of entourage, serving this temple with city wall. And next, almost more than 1 kilometer away, there is a row of boundary stones that are likely to show the boundaries of these tribes' possessions, or even of the whole nation. Between the boundary stones and city wall, there can be interesting altars, sanctuaries, and some anthropomorphic sculptures. Monastyryshche is dedicated, as many researchers say, to a great goddess, the mother of fertility. And there is the biggest anthropomorphic figure there, is the figure of the great woman, mother goddess of fertility. The ancient cult, known by us from tripoli culture and earlier cultures, that can be represented to us by people, is the cult of woman, the most ancient cult of fertility goddess. We're surrounded by areas of primeval fragrant steppe, of primeval wild steppe untouched, even by the hack, since the ancient times. We see this feather grass shimmering like water around us. But if we take a look below, so we can see incredible picture like a canyon situated among the steppe, well, for sure like an area of Switzerland. On the left, it is washed by the river Ingul, booming of which is here 3 kilometers away. It is said among people that who has here certainly, after some time, will be given quite quickly with all answers on questions. The energy to change something in life, the energy to do something nice and useful will be given. Between east side and the pyramid itself, we see small leavings of the small sanctuary. Well, it is likely that it is needed to perform some kind of cleaning ritual in order to get above. There are only stones remained being in the ground, and the top is already beaten. The pyramid itself is rectangular. There are vertical sides from the north, the east, and the west. And only from the south we can easily go up. Even the person with some additional ways of moving can go up the rock above. We're met by two giants. They were the huge anthropomorphic sculptures, having now only legs. It is likely to assume that such two guardians were like gates, holding over themselves the jamb of this ante, and this jamb is situated before the ante. We see small stairs, allowing to walk up. There on the right from stairs, we meet a big face looking at the universe by woman's eyes, and whose chin is directed to the south. We see three such faces above situated in similar way. Stairs are proceeding to the path dividing a plateau in half. On the right, we see 4 huge stones. They are altar stones. We are now on the top of Monastyryshche structure, near 3 stones. According to the hypothesis of scientists, it is observatory. If to stand in the center of these 3 stones, we will see that they have holes. One of them definitely reflects the sunrise on the day of the winter solstice. The sunrise and the sunset, solstice, equinox, rise of the most important stars, and the moon are all also important. And that's why we can observe the starry sky. It is one of the ancient observatories, and that's why in literature this place is often called Ukrainian Stonehenge. That also must be astronomic observatory. In ethnographic sources, we can come across the hypothesis saying that this sanctuary belongs to one of the gods being responsible for the time like ancient Greek Kronos. And that's why, if to be here or traveling here constantly, some interesting things can happen. The time is distorted, and quite soon happening something unusual. For example, the watches can stop, slowly go or speed up, and nobody can explain why this is happening. On the left we see huge 18-meter sculpture of the Fertility Mother. She is lying on her back. The head is lying back to the path quite graciously. She has a swan neck. We observe her shoulders and tummy overgrown with the grass. We see knees and legs with folded to each other feet. The right shoulder has a notch. It is notch for the toddler. Well, we all know that the toddler has to be bathed. Perhaps it was some similar ritual, because this notch is wider from one side, where the head and shoulders are, and is narrow from another side, where the legs are. It is poured with water, and is seen to be like that in a good way. Next, in the head of this sculpture, we see the stone called turtle. It is flat below and convex above, lying onto handcrafted stones, meaning that several men could move it. And it's really like that, because under it we found a hole where the small stone was dropped and fly down like from the 9th-floor building. It means that it fly down for quite a long time and landed on something solid. Probably it was also the stone. There is such suppositions, such legends and storytellings, saying that under Monastyryshche there was the whole town and people could live and hide there. It is said in the village that children during the war were hiding in Monastyryshche. Only small children were able to go through this hole. Our adults are larger than people of that times, and even adults couldn't go it through and hide there, but only children could. Except this, there are some places remained on the plateau telling us what kind of ritual was there. Well, for example, there are sacrificial holes, because at that time there always were sacrificing. Such main sacrificial holes are 5 already, and if to connect them virtually, they give us correct and precise pentagram. In the center of this pentagram, there is a map of starry sky. It is reflecting, even mirroring main lightest and most important stars of our sky. Interestingly, as we know that Sirius stars were paying attention on every nation, and everybody was paying attention on them too. It is such constellation known to all of us. Sirius star is considered to be alone and only in the mid of 19th century. It was proved that there were 2 stars there, Sirius 1 and Sirius 2. So it was only in the 19th century before our era. But on the map of Monastyryshche, there are also Sirius 1 and Sirius 2 carved in granite. On the sanctuary of Monastyryshche, we see plates having holes. It is a map of starry sky. Holes are stars precisely reflecting a half of summer's starry sky. And it is exactly in the same state that we're observing in the day of autumn equinox. It is the lightest plate projecting the stars. There are a lot of such plates here, but without such deep and light holes. It is the lightest plate. It was examined by scientists. It was pictured and compared with fragments of starry sky, and it is really appeared to be a fragment of starry sky map with big astronomic precision. When we're coming to the western, northern corner, we see some blocks on the ground like falling down from above. There are actually several places telling us that in Monastyryshche there were some cataclysms, something storming there. Materials these blocks were made of doesn't relate to any stone being around here. Neither the rock is crafted of such stones, nor the banks of the canyon. If to look more precisely, they seem to be cast from some rough cement. The third stone is lying a bit aside and has the footprint, probably when it was being cast, and somebody just stepped on it while it was raw. This person had the foot in the size of 53 centimeters, and it is left foot going from the south to the north. It is the south bank of canyon, where the megalith heart is near. Next, if we are going alongside the bank to the river, we can see the rock Hvilia. Well, the most amazing part, that on the top of this rock there is a stone trident, and it makes us so much happy. Monastyryshche can be told about for hours, because if some kind of researcher or archaeologist or physicist tells that he found something there, so it is going to be a never-ending story. But this is the first step to learn seriously the potential of our land. Because it was created 1,000 years ago, it helps the human. It has some kind of knowledge opened up to us by the universe. And it is important not only for Ukraine, but for the whole world, for the whole mankind. That is what ancient civilization remained to the whole mankind.